All right, well, today is February the 5th, 2022. And right now at 10:45 p.m., we have a temperature of 65 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is only 17%. We've got strong Santa Ana winds, which began at 9:30 sharp tonight. The dew point is 19 degrees, and we have a barometric pressure of 30 inches even, which is risen. Okay, so right now we're looking at the East Pacific Longwave IR map, and currently the western part of the nation is being droughted. We see water vapor, a moisture field moving right through Central California there, being completely evaporated by the high pressure that's being installed by the weather controllers. We also have a low pressure system spinning counterclockwise. We can see that. That's a dry low spinning right there, being squashed, literally squashed out by high pressure. They force descending air on top of this spinning low pressure. Okay, so if we look at the 500 millibar map, we can see that low sitting right here. And also on the 300 millibar map, it's indicated right here. So there's low pressure there, but at the surface level, we can go back and check that out right here. Let's go check this out. 1000 millibar, and view the map. And we see some low pressure indicated out here, and we've got high pressure right here. We've got ridges right here. So we've got wind right now. We've got some strange looking isobars. Look at all of these squiggly isobars. This is why our weather is so crazy at the surface level. It's not natural to see jaggies and squiggly isobars like this. There should be smooth lines that indicate laminar flow of the air, not turbulent flow where we see the NEXRAD radars, the WSR-88Ds, manipulating the atmospheric conditions and so forth. So right now we have zero rain in California, even though we've got this moisture field diving right through, moving right through northern and central California. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Doppler map here. This is this should indicate rain, but we see nothing. And of course, what does that mean? We know when there's no rain, but moisture's moving in, we know one thing, and that is the jets are upspraying the chemtrail aerosols. So we'd like to hear from everybody in northern and central California who didn't get any rain today, and they report that on the channel here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the water vapor map. This is a better view, actually, the continental U.S. water vapor map. We can see that counterclockwise spinning low. It's surrounded by high pressure. The weather controllers have this thing squashed. There's no condensation around that low pressure vortex. And of course, we absolutely should have condensation around that vortex. This is a low pressure system. We should be seeing higher pressure flowing towards lower pressure. That's the way it works. But when you have people manipulating weather and surrounding a low pressure system with high pressure, we can see what happens. There's no condensation, and no precipitation is yielded. So we've got nothing going on in California despite this massive tropical flow right here moving through California, Nevada, and a portion of Utah. And once again, that Doppler map shows nothing happening until you get over to Wyoming and a portion of Colorado. All the activity is out on the other side of the country. We've got some rain in Florida. Now, there was a large ice storm that big storm that spanned quite a number of states. I couldn't cover that, but there's a lot of other people on YouTube that did cover it. This was allowed to happen. Normally we have a channel of installed high pressure that separates the tropical moisture flows from all the cold polar air, and that helps to prevent some of the disastrous weather that we've been seeing. As we watch the water vapor map here, we can see some of that flow pattern. This is all moved away. And you can see high pressure is being installed here to generate yet another low pressure system. So that will move on up over the towards the UK, up that way, on the other side of the globe. Okay, so we've got low pressure here. We should be seeing rain in central and southern California. We can see the high pressure here, and that's what's causing the wind. They're installing high pressure right here adjacent to a low, and we've got offshore winds right now, 50-mile-an-hour gusts. We've got no rain in the forecast for the entire month of February. Since the 1st of January, we've had 5/16 of an inch of rain. That's it. All of January, we've had 5/16 of an inch of rain, and there's been no rain in February, and there's none on the 10-day forecast. And we've got 85-degree weather on the menu for this next week coming up. No rain, and of course the water prices here in California are skyrocketing because of all this criminal activity. We have a criminal global cartel that is controlling the weather, and Wall Street is involved. There's a lot of money being made by the insiders. If you're not on the inside, you're on the outside. That's how it works. You can see once again this low pressure completely surrounded by high pressure. That dark area is high pressure. This should be producing plenty of cool temperatures and rain for Southern California. Now, on February the 1st, Dane Wigington appeared on on Alex Jones's program. Okay, you can go to freeworldnews.tv to watch that interview. Dane Wigington appeared on Alex Jones's show to talk about the chemtrail aerosols and a few other things. I have a problem with what Dane Wigington has been saying because a lot of it is disinformation. He's had plenty of opportunity to straighten out and come clean, but he's not. He's got an agenda, and I'm concerned that Jones is on board with this agenda. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the fact that we know that when cloud cover, natural cloud cover moves in, we know that that creates cooler temperatures. We know that. We know that natural clouds block the sun. We know that natural clouds, when they move in and there's lift in the atmosphere, produce rain, like what should be happening here. We know that. That's a fact. That's just basic meteorology. There's two components you need for precipitation: lift in the atmosphere and water vapor in the air. Lift and water vapor, those are the two components you need for rain, precipitation. All right, so Wigington has been peddling the narrative that the chemtrail aerosols are sprayed in order to mitigate global warming and to block sunlight. This is what he's telling Alex Jones's viewers. Okay, now Jones better wake up and stop shining this guy's shoes and rolling out the red carpet for people like this. Either Jones is too uninformed or stupid or whatever the problem may be. He's busy with family problems. I don't know what the problem is, but he needs to wake up and start watching these videos here that we're doing. We've got 1,000 videos up showing and repeating ad nauseum what's going on. Okay, so Jones, wake up. I don't want to see Wigington on your program. You see, the problem with Wigington is that part of what he says is true. We've got jets spraying in the sky. Yes, we all know that. Why are they spraying? Well, I've told everybody thousands of times why they're spraying, and that's to modify the weather and to regulate precipitation in certain areas of the country. And also, certainly, they can distribute poisons in these chemical aerosols at will. They can make it sicken the entire country in just a few days with these jets, these fleet of specially equipped jets. Not all jets can spray these chemtrail aerosols. And we do know that they are aerosols because jets routinely leave dashed lines in the skies, which Wigington, to give him some credit, he reports that. But the big problem is that by what Wigington is doing, Dane Wigington, he's giving purpose and reason to the jets spraying operation. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that when people, uninformed people, come along and they sit and they listen to Wigington, they're gonna say, hey, that's a great idea. Yeah, we've got global warming. we got to do something about that. And if we're blocking sunlight, hey, that's great. That's good. You know, we're going to cool the planet off. Well, these people don't, they're stupid. They don't know what's going on. The fact of the matter is that there is no global warming. And what we really have is a global cartel, a criminal syndicate that is controlling our weather. And they're telling the people on the fake news that it's all about, you know, global warming. That's just bullshit. Excuse the language, but that's the truth. So the aerosols, the chemtrail aerosols are sprayed to prevent the lift in the atmosphere and to regulate the amount of rain a certain area has. And of course, the WSR-88D ground transmitters work in conjunction with these jets spraying these aerosols. Now, back to Wigington. If we want to cool the atmosphere and we just let the natural clouds move in, forget the jets, forget the spraying. We let the natural clouds move in, we have cool temperatures, and we get some rain. That's how it works. So I don't want to hear any more crap from Wigington, okay? He's a fraud. And we can't just ignore what he's saying. It's fraudulent, deliberately so. And Jones, wake up and pull your head out of your friggin' tail, okay? Wake up. Just can't believe this. And you know, I've spent hours, hundreds, thousands of hours trying to wake people up, and we got Jones rolling out the red carpet for this guy, Dane Wigington, who's not even telling the truth. And by the way, Wigington, the HARP transmitter is not a microwave transmitter. All you have to do is look at the antenna array. The antennas of any transmitter are the fingerprint, the clue of what that transmitter is transmitting on in terms of a frequency range. You look at a television antenna. Those have various lengths, you know. Look at the HARP transmitter on the internet. Those dipole antennas are about 72 feet across. That right there tells you that this is a VHF transmitter. And by the way, that information's on the internet. Just look it up. So Wigington is really, really misinformed, uninformed. And there's a lot of disinformation mixed in. Once again, the HARP transmitter is a VHF transmitter, a phased array VHF transmitter. It transmits from 3 megahertz to 12 megahertz. And it ionizes the upper atmosphere. And the ionization of the atmosphere affects, you know, it affects the precipitation and the, basically how water behaves in the atmosphere, in the upper atmosphere. And we believe that the HARP transmitter has an effect on low pressure systems and weather systems moving out of the North Pole area down towards the west coast of the U.S. So ionization of the upper atmosphere is definitely part of the equation as far as weather manipulation and control goes. And so the HARP transmitter is part of that equation for sure, but it's not a microwave transmitter. Microwave wavelengths are anywhere from a few centimeters to a few millimeters. You know, you should know that, Wigington. Stop spewing just disinformation and stuff that's not true. Okay, enough of that. So that's the report. Once again, the Doppler map, no rain on the west coast. We see plenty of moisture moving in. That means everybody's being sprayed. That's what that means. And that goes for the rest of the country. You look at your Doppler maps, and if you've got moisture overhead and no rain, there's about 100% chance those jets are up spraying overhead where you are. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up here. We'll just leave it right here. And there's that low pressure that should be delivering rain. And that's it.